Okay, we're here on Av to show you guys how to bob metal farm. I blue screened right when I got in here, so you won't see me spawning on edge 1, but the spawn I spawned in on edge 1, and I haven't moved, edge 1 hard. And so we're respawning back in here. You see, I haven't moved, so this is exactly what you would spawn into, is this general area right here if you spawn on edge 1. Let's go ahead and get our light pad out here. Because there's these things on the server called Nameless, and if you don't have a light pad, they will come out and eat you. And if enough of them come out and last long enough, a Reaper will come out and eat you. So you don't want that to happen. So let's throw our light pad down so we got some light to keep those bad things away. Auto activate at full charge, that way it just automatically turns itself on every time it's fully charged. You ain't gotta do nothing. We'll leave the wild player settings off you saw there, but we'll leave it so it detects enemy players. Now in the bottom right hand corner of my screen, if an enemy player comes by me, a little red symbol will pop up, let me know that somebody's stalking me. So always good to leave on. And now we need to get from point A to point B, but yeah, I got a cryo sickness timer. A lot of times I throw the spider out first. I made a bob move there and threw the light pad out first, but it doesn't hurt. So we're gonna head to, as you saw, that North River there from edge 1, run down to this river, and then we will follow the river to where we need to get. Easiest way. Just open up your map, look for that river to the north, run down the river, and then you can just follow the river. And we have arrived at the river. Boom. Showed you the map. That's exactly where you should be at this point, or in that general area, and now just follow this river to the east. And what do you know? We got the biggest Bob Slink, leader of the server, 159. And my big Bob Slink here is gonna help me by throwing out this spider, so I ain't gotta wait on a timer and we can get this show on the road. Come on, big Bob Slink, quit smacking the fish. And this is why he's a big Bob. And Slink gonna chuck out my spider, and we can get this show on the road. Alright, boom. Now I can move a little bit quicker. Same thing though, we're just gonna go ahead and follow this river. I recommend having your spider whistled to follow you and whistled on neutral. That way if you blue screen, your spider will kind of try to protect you instead of getting killed. Yeah, my old laggy PS4 slowly working its way over here. For some reason you ever need catfish meat, definitely the place to be. As you can see, a million of them in this water. If you saw that purple over to my right hand side there, you don't want to go in that. That's bad stuff. Stay away from the purple. Alright, so we get to the edge of the waterfall here. Like a bob, I fall down. And grabbing myself back up real quick. Nobody saw that. And we're on the edge of the waterfall. So from the edge of the waterfall here, you just fall straight down to your right. And you'll see that tree a little bit in front of where my markers are right now. And we're going to head to that tree. You can do this on foot, not recommended, but this tree kind of helps you out to keep you away from all the real bad stuff underneath you. And Ravager eating my booty. Slink saved me anytime now, but Slink's a Bob, he keeps missing his shots. Alright, you got it. And we're off. So you just follow this tree straight up here. On your first left, you hang your first left. If you're on foot, what I do is I keep going straight and then I jump back over to the left if I got some nasty things chasing me and they fall off the edge. But yeah, your first left here, you just follow these tree roots. And I mean, if you know what you're doing, you can go on the ground obviously, but this is just Bob mode. Oh, you're gonna hit that hard lag there. Aberration is just basically one big cave, so different zones, like you learn to know where those hard lag spots are while it renders in that part of the map. So you're always going to hit a hard lag there. Don't worry, you shouldn't DC. So we came up here, we just jumped back down onto the next tree route over, and we follow this tree route to where we need to be. Like I said, I'm just showing you guys this way. On a spider, you can just fling over there real quick, but if you're worried about bad stuff underneath you, this is the safest way to go. I run over here like this naked a lot of the times when I first come over here to make sure the transmitter's still there before I come, if I don't have an extra backup transmitter in my upload. And as the spider takes all day to suck the blood out of this thing, Slink, come on, quit looking and do something. And there's Slink. Let's go. Alright, now the Arthro's out of our way. As you see, we just followed that route till we came to this first route here. And we're just going to follow that one straight across, and then straight across this next one. Yeah, Snake just did my job for me there. Bye, Snake. And now we can just keep cruising. If you want to shine hordes too, I've noticed that right there, shine horde. You find a lot of shine hordes on these routes here, and they're fairly easy to tame because there's not a lot of shit up here to eat them or eat you while you're taming them. And this spot's real nice too because there's one of the plants that give you the seeds that you use for kibble on light pets. And here's another shine horn. Like I said, good place to find shine horns is on these routes. Easy spot to tame them without having to worry about something jumping up in your booty. Sorry, had to cough there. Alright, and this is my preferred spot. It's like a natural cliff platform. You see, I already got a foundation there from some old beds. They either despawned since the last time I was here or somebody killed them. But you have a plant right here. You have no way to get over here. And there usually isn't anything here that actually wants to kill you. If it is, it's like one spider, or excuse me, one snake or one arthropleura or something. Fairly easy kill, and then you're safe to unball up here. The nameless, as far as I know, do not spawn up on this ledge, so you're even safe without a light pet. It's one of my reasons I picked this little spot to unball and get ready. I forgot my beds, or actually I uploaded the beds, excuse me, so I have to come down here and get the beds out of the drop, just in case Big Bob Slink dies, that way he can respawn. So boom, as you see, we got an extra transmitter in the upload, just in case the transmitter is not here. And then just double checking to make sure there's nothing worthwhile in that drop. Got my beds. And as I like to do, I get myself discombobulated swinging around right here. And I'm like, I thought it was over there. Am I not in the right spot? Looking around. Where exactly do I go? I know it's right here. Like somewhere. It's around the corner. Oh, there it is. We'll just pretend like we knew where I was going the whole time there. Alright, back over here, slap our beds down so we have a safe respawn spot in case something stupid happens. 'Cause yeah, it's aberration. Everything on this map wants to eat your face, so better be safe than sorry. Put them beds down, that way you can quickly get back to your stuff. And some lag there, Slink just disappeared. We name our beds 1 and 2. The reason I name beds, guys, if you put a bunch of beds down on top of each other, you'll only be able to spawn on the top bed, the auto default spawn. If you use that auto default spawn, you won't be able to click on another bed to spawn on it. So by putting names on it, if the auto spawn is the one I spawned at, and it's just got a black circle with all those usable beds underneath, I can type in the number 1 or 2 and get to the bed that actually is usable, instead of having to wait for the damn cooldown. So if you're going to stack beds, let's be pro bobs and actually name them so you can use all the beds. Otherwise, it's pointless to put down a bunch of beds without a name, because you can only use one of them. At least if you spawn on the default top spawn. All the other beds you won't be able to click on them. We don't need said spider anymore, so we're just going to ball him up and get him out the way. we gotta throw out the Megalo. It's basically the Giga or Rex of Aberration, since you can't bring Gigas or Rexes over here, and this thing's gonna keep us safe while we're doing our farming run. Now we have Big Bob Slink. He grabs the Anki. And as you can see, I just want to whip Slink right now, just because. You look at Slink and you just want to punch him or whip him or shoot him or something. I don't know why. It's just a gut reaction. And Super Bob move! I forgot the saddle. Rip, big rip. So here we pause, and Alec is gonna go get us a saddle, because I'm a Super Bob, and forgot the saddle for the Anki. Make sure your Anki has a saddle before you go to Aberration, or you're not gonna be able to farm with it. Alright, we're back, and Alec is somewhere, I think. Yeah, Alec brought the Anki saddle, so now we have an Anki saddle. Thanks for the save, Alec. And we can get this show on the road. Alright, so easy enough here. Crab takes super reduced fall damage, so technically you don't even need to circle spam here. I do it out of force of habit, but you just walk off the edge. And Slink's gonna do the same thing behind me with the Megalo, except he's gonna either jump off it or circle spam once he hits the ground. You see me just force of habit, one quick circle spam right there, even though I wouldn't have taken fall damage. And we are in the Ab Metal Zone. Now, these rocks in front of me aren't your normal metal nodes, but each one of these rocks with the blue on it is actually a metal node. It's like, get out of my booty. I would like to be able to move. Thank you, Bob. Alright, now that we got some room to move, Alec is going to get the hell off the Anki so I can show you guys, even if you just bring an Anki over here solo, it works just as well. You whack, you whack, you whack. And as you can see, now I'm weighted. I can't move. He's too heavy to do shit. So you just... Oh, here comes that. Those are the... What the hell? The nameless I was talking about that spawn outside the light pet. Alec almost got his booty ate right there. Alright, so we got our Anki. Full Bob mode here. You can just come over here with an Anki and a whip and just get the job done solo. I recommend bringing a Megalo with you, always, or something else to watch your back, and normally what I do is I just whistle the Megalo to follow the Anki and leave it on neutral, and then when something bites the Anki, the Megalo will charge in and take care of whatever tries to attack me, or you can just L1 down while looking at the enemy, and the Megalo will just whistle to attack target, and he will just go over there and munch himself. So as you can see, it's perfectly doable solo without all the other stuff. Just a Megalo and a Crab and a light pet. Or excuse me, a Megalo and Anki and a light pet. Now pro farming with the Crab, as you can see, now that my Anki's overweight, my Crab had more weight, so he could still just pick the Anki up and move it around. So it comes in to jump on some nameless then. And then bam. Pick the Anki up, move it, one step at a time. And boom. As you see, my spider's overweight, and so once I pick it up, it overweights the spider, but I can just drop it and move it a little at a time again. As you see, I was just picking it up, throwing it back down, picking it up, throwing it back down. So, it's rinse and repeat at this point. You grab the Anki, you move it where he wants to move it to, and you whack some metal. Now, here's why we brought the Crab. If you have two men, then you whistle the Megalo to follow the Crab, and then one guy rides the Crab, the other guy rides the Anki, and as you can see, I can't move because I'm overweight, but I can just keep picking him up, dropping him, picking him up, moving him a little at a time, wherever I want to take him. And now weight doesn't matter on me or the Crab, because I can still move us both overweight a little at a time like this. And be an Aberration, there's metal everywhere, so you ain't gotta go far. If you look, blue rocks, blue rocks, blue rocks, as far as the eye can see. This is why people come here to do their metal runs. Can't go wrong when you got 800 metal nodes in a 10 by 10 foundation area. So, we're just gonna rinse and repeat here. I'm sure you don't want to watch. Lol. Gotta love my Turtle Beach mic. Just go ahead and turning itself off, because yeah, only I've been talking and nobody's talking to me. So If it doesn't hear anything in 15 minutes, it just turns itself off, I guess. But yeah, no. We fast forward it here, full Bob mode. It's just rinse and repeat. Move the Yankee to a new metal node. Alec whacks it. I move him to another one. He whacks another one. And rinse and repeat. And we just keep whacking, because weight doesn't matter. Now what we're doing is we're waiting for a slot cap. A slot cap is 300 stacks of items on your dino. Once you have 300 stacks of items on your dino, then he cannot whack no more. So, basically, whack. Alright. Now Alec is slot capped here, or is about to be slot capped anyways. A couple more metal rocks. Alright, so Alec now has a slot cap. If you look at the Iggy, it has a black box symbol there on it. That black box symbol lets you know that it is slot capped. And also, you'll notice you're not picking shit up anymore if you're the one swinging. So, we got all this crap. You still see the black box symbol there. Black box symbol top right on my screen. You can see now that I've leveled up the Anki. You can actually see it. So, let's just get rid of something here. Bloop. Bloop. And boom. Black box symbol gone because we're back under 300 stacks now. And we can start farming again. But, we just came here for metal. So, we don't want none of these berries. We're going to keep the flint, because for some reason Alec Bob here asked me to keep the flint. He needs some flint. And then, so we're going to get rid of the rest of this crap. And, obviously, we're going to have a lot of stone. And I'm not going to spend the time to L2 each one of those little piles of stone individually. So we're going to type part of the word stone. And then we're just going to drop all. Boom. Get all that crap out of my inventory. Get these last couple pieces of berries and thatch. And now we're left with just metal, except for that little bit of flint Alec wants for some reason. So, it's a good start. And now we rinse and repeat again, because we don't want none of that, and we want all 300 stacks of metal. So, we over here, we might as well get 300 stacks. So, back to farming. And since, yeah, this shit's boring, we're just going to throw it back into 8 times mode, so we don't have to actually cut anything out the video. You can see it all if you really want to watch us whacking rocks. Well, whack. Here we go. Oh. And, Slink? Where'd Slink go? Slink? Yeah, did Slink get bit by a Titanoboa? Is he just knocked out now? What happened there, Slink? Just saying, Bob's getting knocked out by Titanoboas, and this is a Bob video, so I guess we'll go protect the Big Bob until he wakes back up. Come on, Big Bob. Big Bob? Are you alive? Hello? There he is. And Slink's gonna pitch a fit, so just so you know, YouTube, Slink did not get knocked out by a snake. He blue screened right there. Ark being Ark. Gotta love the blue screens. But I just want him to get his panties in a knot a little bit before I said that. Love you, Slink. Alright, so, bam, we fucking whacked away, and now... Oh, this is why we stopped here. These mushrooms. Be careful of these mushrooms. These mushrooms are nasty. You can whip them to get them out of your way. If you want to be real careful, you can actually pick them without getting knocked by these mushrooms. And so, these mushrooms will give you mushrooms. Wonder why. Alright, so, if for some reason you're really Bob and you forgot your water, you can eat these aquatic mushrooms and get a little bit of water, as you see. Oh, don't eat the narco mushrooms like I just did. Now you can see I'm slowly gaining water, and I'm slowly gaining torpor because I ate the narcotic mushroom. Alright, and as you see, I got a little weird symbol down bottom right. This makes me immune to these mushrooms. So, for some reason, if you want to eat a bunch of these mushrooms and make yourself immune and go running around the mushroom field, you can. Slink, Big Bob, always messing up the video. Put me down. Alright, so, now this is what happens if you're not immune to the mushrooms. You slowly take damage, as you can see. And you'll slowly see my torpor filling up, and I have an icon for 2 minutes at the bottom of my right on my screen. So for 2 minutes, I am going to lose health and my torpor is going to go up. Luckily, I've recently put more into health, so if you got a reasonable amount of health on your character, you can survive this. And I have food, I have med brews, so I will be okay. We just walked in here to show you one of the dangers of aberration. Want to stay away from these mushrooms. So, yeah, don't be like me and walk in there. Now, with the new anti-meshing system, when you get knocked out, a lot of times you fall into the mesh and get anti-meshed. I found, basically just stand still. Don't move at all if you know you're about to pass out. And here, just to be safe, I jumped on the dino, so I'm even further away from the ground and getting anti-meshed. And now I float to the ground, and I'm safe. No anti-mesh. But now I'm passed out. In this situation, if it happens to you, don't freak out. Just run back to your Megalo, and hopefully your Megalo and your OP armor will keep you alive until you wake back up. But as you can see, you're passed out for a significant amount of time. I want to say the timer was at 70 seconds still when I passed out, so I got 70 seconds. I'm still going to be losing health and still going to have my torpor going up. So, if you don't got good health, you're going to die right here. Another good reason to have those beds up there on the cliff right next to you. So if you do die, you can just jump back down and get back to your tames. So, yeah. I probably should have fast forwarded this part, but I'm a Bob on making these videos, so we're just going to let it run out and be bored for a second here. While I, as you see, still losing health, still gaining torpor, we're going to be knocked out a while. Stay away from those mushrooms. There's also spore zones. During the end of this video, you won't see it in this video, but me and Slink kept farming after Alec went back to the server, and there is some spore zones too. You can tell the spore zone because the little bubbles that the tech generator puts out, it looks like there's just those little tech generator bubbles floating in the area. If you see that, stay away from that because you'll just get them like the mushroom effect every time you walk in there. And yeah, us being Bobs, we were stuck in there for like 10 minutes trying to get us and our tames out because we weren't paying attention and went running into a spore zone. But those are semi-rare, so not a big worry, but just be aware if for some reason you keep getting the mushroom effects and you don't see any mushrooms. And look around in the air and you'll probably see those little floating dots in the air from that look like a tech generator. And that lets you know you're in a spore zone. That's probably what keeps making you mushroom trip all the time. Alright, so we're finally about to wake up. We didn't die. We're pro. Pro Bob, that is. And we can get back to the metal run. And since, yeah, we still got a little ways to go here. Boring, boring, boring. I'm sure you guys do not want to watch us just slowly whack metal rocks for the next 8 hours. Slink, Big Bob, put me the fuck down. Slink always fucking around on some dumb shit. But it's Slink. Gotta love him. Alright, so we'll kick it back into 8 times so you ain't gotta watch us in slow-mo whacking all these rocks. Whacking we will go, whacking we will go. Alright, here we go, zoom zoom, and we're finishing up this metal run. And, ooh, look at that, 2 normal metal nodes. Occasionally you will see a normal metal node on ad. Alright, so here we go. Like I said, bored, whack, whack, whack. Just get more metal, more metal, more metal. Occasionally you'll see a stumpy that's Slink drop in the stone, so he can just keep getting more metal. Drop the stone, fill it back up, until you have all 300 stacks of just metal. And we have an enemy transmitter here. You can do this with your own transmitter. We just happen to have an enemy one, so why waste your transmitter when there's already an enemy transmitter here? Oh, we got all this metal now. So, now what do you do with said metal? We're going to show you. One, always have a backup transmitter, and if you're selling it, I like the tech pants and the dust so I can element those tech pants up and move around with my slot cap of metal. But we got Alex here, so if you got a 2-man, it makes this much easier. We just give Alec the whip. Alec's gonna get next to the transmitter, so once he's overweighted, he can just look right in the transmitter without having to move and leave. So, yeah, Alec, the corner over there would probably be better, bro. So, we'll get Alec to move. Come on, bub. Go in the corner. We'll move the Anki so it's in a better position, because once again, the Anki's overweighted too, so he can't move without the crab's help. And we'll tuck him right into this little pocket here, so the metal doesn't go flying nowhere, but right to Alec. We jump on the Anki, we look at Alec, and we look up in the air so it goes a little bit further, and we start L2ing him, give him the seeds too, since his dumbass got some seeds on here. Here, Alec, you can keep your seeds. Get a little more height, just so the bags fly a little further, make sure they're always getting them all the way to Alec, and we start L2ing. Bam, 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 and I know you can't really see anything right now, so we'll pause for a second. At least I thought we were going to pause for a second. Sorry. Doing the voiceover afterwards because it didn't say the chat audio. I know it's coming. Come on, YouTube video. There we go. Alright, and see now Alec got all those piles of metal around him. He just hits square to pick it all up. And then you'll see at the end part here too, if this stuff's too far away, you just whip it up. So, L2, 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 and I don't know if it actually helps at all. It just feels to me like it does, maybe just because I'm doing something else, but I move my cursor around onto different stacks of metals on L2, and it seems like it lets me L2 faster. And honestly, I should have fast forwarded this part right here too. This is pretty boring. I guess though, if you've never seen this before, it's kind of exciting to see that many stacks of metal. And as you can see, we're just L2ing for days here. There's tons of metal on this Anki. I believe it's either 300 or 350. I'm pretty sure it's 300 though for a slot cap on a dyno. So just L2ing 300 stacks of metal like it ain't no thing. And then, bam, that's the last little bits. You'll see Alec couldn't reach these two bags here. And you won't see it because I lag as I jump off, but he whips right here, and then boom. Those two bags are gone that he couldn't reach, but he still got them. He's close enough to the transmitter. You can just turn and look into it. Give me my whip back, you bob. And then he's going to chuck me his food too, because if you didn't know, food, water, and med brews usually doesn't like to transfer more than once off server. And there's some old food and water from my last run over here, bro. Guys, my food and water. And that's an app metal run. Now you guys know.